Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome. My name is Dina. Today I was just in the mood to do a get ready with me / tips video. I really wanted to share with you my tips on how to stay motivated and continue to be productive even when you feel like you're losing a bit of motivation. Alright, so I already prepped my skin. All I have to do is go in with my concealer and foundation now. So today for concealer, I'm going to start off with my Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the color Custard. This is honestly such a good concealer if you are someone who needs a spot covered up really well, because it is just so rich and has really good coverage, and honestly you go through it so slowly. Like, this stuff lasts you so long. I like to use just like a tiny flat brush. Honestly, this is just like a cheap one that I got off of Amazon. So I go in and I get some of that on my brush first, and I just target the spots I want to cover up. So I have a few dark spots on my forehead right now because it just broke out. I have this humongous uncomfortable pimple on my neck right now. Oh my god, guys. It looks so swollen right now because I squeezed it this morning. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to talk about with motivation and productivity is that what I've learned is that action equals motivation, or leads to motivation. Not the other way around. You can't just like expect that, oh, one day you're gonna have motivation and then you'll take action. The key to getting motivated is you have to take a first step. You have to put in some sort of action that'll lead to you being motivated. And I feel like this is so true. Some days I feel very unmotivated and I just don't want to do something. But as soon as I do like a little bit of the thing that I need to get done, then I'm like so much more motivated. Take cleaning for example. Like, often I'll be like, I really don't feel like cleaning. I'm just gonna clean this one little thing. Then I get on a roll and I end up cleaning the entire house. For foundation today, I'm actually gonna mix a couple. So I have this double wear light Estee Lauder foundation, and it's matte. It's a little bit light for my skin. I'm gonna mix in a darker one that's a little bit more glowy, but I kind of want to see how the formulas do together because I like a glowy foundation, but it's also really hot out today. So I'm like, a little bit matte might be good, so we'll see how it works. I'm just gonna mix those two on my hand. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that in order to be productive and stay on top of things, remember to write it down. Honestly, there's so many times where I was like planning on doing something and I didn't do it just because I forgot to do it. So don't strictly rely on your mind. Don't be like, oh yeah, I'll get to that later, and just hope that you'll remember it, because chances are you probably won't. Alright, so my third tip, and I feel like it's obvious, but a lot of people just don't really do it, is to get organized. You can't expect to be productive when you live in chaos. I'm just gonna add some brightening concealer under my eyes. Using like an agenda or notebooks and stuff to keep track of things, like I mentioned, write things down, will help you keep organized. Something that I do is I make sure that I plan my day at least the night before, or I often will plan my entire week on Friday, like for the next week. And I find that just helps me stay so productive because I have a vision of what I want to accomplish that week. If I can't get something done on one day for whatever reason, like I try my very best, but if I can't, I'll move it to another day, right? Like, you can't beat yourself up. You have to find some sort of compromise. All right, so we're gonna do some brows now. So my next tip for you guys is to find a system that works for you, or a version of something that works for you. And what I mean by this is that someone else's way of doing things is not going to necessarily work for you. You have to play with it and figure out what works for you. So I'll give you guys an example. I had this long time goal of getting into the gym, being one of those gym junkies. I try and I go to the gym and I do it for like maybe a week, and then I lose motivation and I'd stop going. And honestly, I've come to the terms that the gym just doesn't work for me. And you don't have to be active at the gym. There's so many other ways to exercise. I found that dance is what worked for me. And recently I've had to adapt again because there are no in-class dance classes because of COVID. So I had to find something else that worked for me. And what worked for me was finding dance workouts on YouTube and doing yoga. And I really enjoyed that. So try to find a version of something that works for you. It may not be what you traditionally see as that thing. Like when you think of exercise, a lot of people think of the gym, but it doesn't have to be the gym. I didn't mention this, but this is the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in dark brown. Along with finding a system or a version that works for you, you need to play around with it. It's gonna be like a trial and error type thing. But you also need to find when you're most productive and when you are most like able to concentrate. Because certain times of the day, people work better. For example, I found that during school, like during university and stuff, that I just can't think well at nighttime. So basically I had to schedule my time well and be very productive in the time that I had during the day so that I could finish early, wind down, and go to sleep at a decent time. My next tip for you is to surround yourself around productive and driven people. There's a saying out there, and I believe it's called, "You are the company you keep." And it's so true. Honestly, if you hang out with a bunch of people that are lazy and always complaining and don't believe that they can do anything in life, then oftentimes that's gonna bring you down too. Whereas if you surround yourself around people that are very driven, very motivated, very productive, and inspire you, then you're gonna feel inspired too, and you're gonna wanna be those things as well. I'm just gonna set my face with a little bit of my Sephora Matte Perfection Powder. This is in the color 36 Golden Fawn. So the next tip I have for you is to take care of your brain. And it might sound weird, but if your brain is not functioning the best it can because you're not taking care of it, you're gonna have a hard time staying motivated and awake and concentrating on things. So when I say take care of your brain, I mean basically take care of your body. So one, make sure you're eating really good food. Staying away from too much sugar is really, really important because too much sugar is honestly so bad for the brain. Making sure you're exercising so you can get a good blood flow to the brain is very important. And one of the biggest things is honestly sleep. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you're someone who thinks that they don't need a lot of sleep, you're completely wrong in that. There's so much science to back up the fact that we need at least 8 hours of sleep. There's so many detrimental effects that lack of sleep have, and they've actually found that you cannot make up sleep the next night. That's just not a thing. I'm currently reading the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. He's a doctor, he's got a PhD and everything, and he's been studying about sleep for his entire life. There's a lot of research and a lot of interesting facts in here. Highly recommend the book, but you learn how important sleep is on your concentration, your ability to understand and learn new things, your ability to remember things. So I'm just gonna go into the contour palette by Wet n Wild just to contour my face up a bit. Another thing I wanna mention is that some people say like, oh, like I stayed up really, really late at night, but I slept in, so it's okay, I got enough sleep. If that's the case and you had a good sleep, okay, that's fine. But it's not just quantity, it's also quality of sleep. So you gotta take into consideration, if you are staying up really late and then you're sleeping in, but there's noises around you because it's morning and everyone else is up and they're disturbing your sleep, or the birds and the sun are waking you up and disturbing your sleep, or you just can't really stay asleep early in the morning. Like for me, I can't sleep in. My body just doesn't let me. So in those cases, that's why it's important for me to get to bed at a decent time, because even if I want to sleep in the morning to get my sleep, doesn't mean I necessarily can. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that powder and also contour my nose just a little bit. So I'm gonna do my eyes now. I'm just gonna start with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. All right, so for my eyes today, I'm just gonna use this little palette from Sephora collection. It's called I Love. This is the light warm eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna first go into this like light taupey color just as a base. That came out a lot darker because I forgot I had my contour on there from my face, but whatever. So my next tip for you guys is to set tangible goals. And what I mean by that is set goals that you can actually achieve and that are in your control. Do not set goals that are reliant on external factors, because if you do that, you're just gonna be disappointed and discouraged. I'm just gonna go into this darker shade now. It's kind of like a slightly mauvey pink. Let me give you an example. Instead of setting a goal to earn like 1 million followers, which is very much reliant on external factors, you may work your butt off and not earn 1 million followers. Instead of doing that, set goals to stay consistent with your YouTube channel. Set goals to put aside time every single week or every other day to work on video ideas. And then you'll feel good about yourself because you're actually putting in the work. So now that's in my crease, I'm just gonna go in with a shimmery color on the lid. I'm gonna use this gold color at the end here. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of these colors just underneath my eye. So my next tip for you is to celebrate your successes. And this is honestly so important because if you don't take the time to celebrate the fact that you got something done and you made progress, then you're not going to feel as motivated to keep doing it. And honestly, you kind of have to treat yourself like a kid because, like, think about it. When you're a little kid, when you tie your shoes or you brush your teeth or you do something that your parents tell you to do, they praise you. You say like, good job, that's awesome, you're such a big boy, you're such a big girl, or whatever it is. And that conditions you to want to do it again. So you really have to think about it that way for yourself. You have to learn ways to condition yourself to want to do those things. Now I don't feel like doing eyeliner today, but I do want to darken my lash line a bit. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my black eyeshadow from my Shade and Light palette and a tiny little brush that I used underneath my eye, and I'm just going to tight line almost just like on the lash line. Alright, so I'm going to put on some mascara and then I'm going to finish the rest of my face because I tend to do that. I bounce back and forth. Oh yeah, and I'm using the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara. So I'm going to skip bottom lash mascara because I'm just not feeling it today. So I'm going to add some blush now. I'm going to be using the GALifornia blush from Benefit. Now for highlight today, I'm going to be using my glow kit from Anastasia. I know they change these out so frequently, so I don't think they even have this one anymore, but this is the one that was called That Glow. I'm going to be using Dripping in Gold and kind of mixing that with a little bit of the Sunburst. My very last tip for you guys is honestly to change your mindset and your unconscious beliefs. I find with a lot of people, they have it almost ingrained in their brain that they are not productive or motivated people, that they're lazy, they always give up on things. And if you believe this of yourself, you're never actually gonna get the things done that you wanna get done, and you're never gonna be that productive and motivated person. You need to start believing that you are that person. Now you might be thinking, Dina, that is easier said than done. How do I make myself believe that I am a motivated and productive person? Well, how do you get anyone to believe anything in this world? You give them tangible proof. You need to prove to yourself that you are that person. So the more that you do things that show yourself, oh, I am this person, then the more you're gonna believe it, and those are gonna become your new beliefs, not these negative beliefs that you had before that you are not that person. So what do you have to do? You have to take action. You have to do something. Oh, by the way, I am using my lip liner from Milani. This is number 09 called Spice. For lipstick today, I'm going to be wearing my Smashbox Always On liquid lipstick. Honestly, I rarely wear liquid lipsticks because I find them very dry on my lips, but these ones I find are a lot creamier than other liquid lipsticks. They don't dry down the same way. Yes, they're not completely transfer proof, but I find they're just better for my lips. Some setting spray. Anyways guys, that's my makeup for today. I just wanted something very natural and glowy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Honestly, I believe that anyone has it in them to become driven, motivated, productive people. Getting started is the hardest thing, and once you get the ball rolling and moving, then it's so much easier from there. You get into this flow that works for you. So give these tips a try. Let me know how they worked for you. If you have anything you want to add, make sure you leave that in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Honestly, I would appreciate it so much, and don't forget to subscribe, join the family, and click the bell notification just to let you know when I've uploaded a new video. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.